Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. There have been a lot of dramatic interviews in Sister Wives Season 19's tell-all portion. The family is become increasingly troubled by Suki's inquiries, particularly Kody Brown. He even went so far as to shut Suki down, which led to her calling him a baby. However, some social media fans are done with the Browns and hope their time with TLC will come to an end soon, despite all the back-and-forth accusations. To view the startling comments, continue reading. Sister Wives. Kody Brown discusses the costs of the family. Kody talked candidly about the family's spending over the years in the third segment of the tell-all. The Sister Women actress claims that Robin received anything when they got their first corporate salary, while the other women got their alleged kickbacks. He went on to say that they would all cooperate to purchase automobiles and other necessities for the children. However, now that they are all apart, no one is assisting the kids, and it appears Kody is blaming his ex-wives for removing him from the other kids' life. Kody was shut down by Janelle, though, who claimed to have documentation proving that no one was left in the dark. After that, Janelle stated that they will all gather to choose which family member is most in need. However, even in the absence of a conversation, Kody retains the authority to make a decision whenever he witnesses a wife in need of money. Fans are done and won't give the dishonest Browns any more money. On social media, a few Sister Wives admirers talked about their reasons for ending their relationship with the Browns. The Billboard claimed that the third segment of the tell-all only covered subjects that had already been covered in earlier seasons. Additionally, each family member made numerous deflections, which seemed to indicate that no one wanted to accept responsibility. They would no longer support giving Kody, Robin, and Christine a dime, the OP continued. However, they remain optimistic that Janelle and Mary will soon reveal something fresh. In any case, a lot of fans have been upset over the tell-all's performance in the comments area. Alright, whose debts did Kody continue to claim? All these debts had to be paid? Which debts? In Flagstaff, just 2 wives ever purchased real estate. What happened to the money? These tell-alls are so devoid of content, in my opinion. Pull the plug or spill all the tea. Boring. I respond, nope, I enjoy a good train wreck just as much as the next guy. Before anyone adds, you can choose not to watch. But really, either provide more information or close it down. Just my viewpoint. Gotta give it to the women, even though they don't pull off a Kody where he won't answer half the questions because he knows that if he answers them honestly, which I doubt he would, he will look horrible. To be honest, we don't care about their finances or anything else. People in this category believe they have a right to know every single detail, which I find absurd. Face with rolling eyes. Since we've all seen earlier episodes, we are all aware that Kody is a manipulator and liar. Robin is a taker and avaricious person. They have all continued to deceive us in order to get our paychecks. I'm finished. Christine is now tattling since she no longer needs the salary and has a new life. Sister Wives. Janelle Brown makes the long-awaited call to Kody. Even though there were no fresh revelations, Janelle's description of Kody Brown as a narcissist in the third round of the tell-all startled several viewers. She told Suki that after shattering someone's heart, someone like that would love bomb them. The cycle then repeats, and Kody has been doing this for years, Janelle continued. The Sister Wives star continued by saying that although she wasn't a psychologist, she believes Kody exhibits many signs of narcissism. The children of Robin Brown never felt included into the family. When Aurora's mother married Kody in 2010, she insisted on joining the family, saying, I have been told directly, multiple circumstances by multiple different people, that I was not accepted, that I wasn't their sister, and that they didn't think or perceive me that way. Brianna, her sister, also expressed her opinion that the parents could have done a better job with, connecting us as a family, and it never really happened. Christine, however, is unsure of how they may have extended their embrace. She ensured that Robin and Robin's children were invited to everything. I would just say, just come into the house anytime you want. She also mentioned that Michael T. Brown Padron lived with Robin's children for a while and that her daughter Isabel Brown was very close to them. There were hard times and my kids were frustrated, but they always considered Robin's kids their siblings, just the same. Kody Brown wouldn't remarry, but Janelle Brown would. Lashing out at the autonomy she received through multiple marriages. When it's functioning correctly, you have this amazing family unit that you're part of, a community that you're plugged into. You have a husband and you have a great relationship with him, and you have everything, right? And then I have all my independence. So to me, plural marriage really was a really great arrangement. But Kody would never again say I do to polygamy. Polygamy kills emotional intimacy, he said in the episode that aired on December 1st. It makes everybody defensive, and I really want an emotionally vulnerable, intimate relationship with a woman, and you're not going to get that in polygamy. Years ago, Kody Brown began to distance himself from Janelle Brown. According to Janelle, once the family moved to Arizona from Las Vegas in 2018, Kody found it more difficult to split his affections. She said on the September 29th show, Kody found it a lot easier to be away when he moved to Flagstaff. She revealed that he would try to grovel because he was exhausted, saying, "I'm really tired." I'm like, well, you can rest at my house just as much as you can rest at Robin's house. A couple of times I had to remind him that he needed to come to my house. The children of Janelle Brown and Christine Brown Woolley didn't enjoy visiting Robin Brown's house. The problem for Christine's children, however, was that they saw that Robin and their dad were a couple and he wasn't in our home. Janelle described the separateness her brood felt with Robin, saying, "My children were scolded if they would open up Robin's fridge." Robin added that her crew was aware of the division. On the September 29th episode, she revealed, "Mary was very accepting of my kids and I overall, but the rest of the family really struggled to accept my kids and I. All we wanted to do was be a part of this family." However, Gabriel would contend that he and his siblings made a concerted effort to include them. He stated, "I think that Robin definitely has a victim complex," during the episode that aired on October 13th. I mean, to put it bluntly, and I don't necessarily blame her for that. I think that different people do, devise different strategies to keep themselves afloat. But he continued, "If she actually believes that we were mistreating her or her children in any way when she was constantly getting favorited by Dad, and we were always working on our relationship with her kids, if she actually believes that, then there's no chance of me having a relationship with Robin ever again." Janelle Brown questioned the parenting styles of Robin and Kody Brown. In the September 29th episode, Kody talked about how his and Robin's youngest child, Ariella, who was born in January 2016, clung to his leg as he tried to depart, demonstrating how having their dad move between 4 different houses did have an impact on his 18 children. "I had to explain to her, there's another wife that needs me, another mommy. I got other kids that need to see me," Kody said. "And she's just dragging along on my legs screaming, 'Don't leave me, Daddy, don't leave me.' And I'm like, golly man, this is hard." Janelle insisted, "Unfortunately, that's just a reality of plural marriage." From the very beginning, she said, the kids knew that their dad was not going to always be there. "I always felt like that Kody and Robin mismanaged the situation with her children. He couldn't be away for more than 3 or 4 days because Ari just gets so sad or whatever." I'm like, I feel like that was poor parenting. Through all history of the family, the other kids did it and they're fine. They're well-adjusted adults. Robin Brown and Michael T. Padron had a close relationship. During Kody's divorces, Michael T., a mother of 3 and one of the few Brown children still close to Robin and Kody, as well as Christine and Janelle, played the role of peacekeeper. Robin was close to Michael T. from the time she joined the Brown family, and she was even invited to attend the birth of her twins, Archer and Ace, in November 2022. "I was trying to figure out who I was when Robin first joined the family, and she made me feel special, and she made me feel seen," Michael T. said in the episode that aired on September 29th. "Robin was there for me when I needed somebody. She was there for me when I needed somebody to hear me, to love me." Additionally, her mother Christine was ecstatic. Christine said in the October 6th episode, "It was everything that I hoped for when Robin entered the family, and it was clear that she and Michael T. had a great relationship. When I was so excited about having a plural family, I was hoping that my kids would have a great relationship with other moms. Kody Brown allegedly brainwashed one of his children. Kody believes that he was taken out of their life by more than just his wives. He gave his perspective on his distance from some of his older children in the October 6th episodes, explaining, "They're purposely leaving me out of their lives to punish me for a crime I did not commit. I am only guilty of not falling madly in love with their mothers." Furthermore, he added, he believes his ex-spouses share some of the responsibility. "This disparity in relationship with my children is specifically in my mind because of SD talk," he stated. "There's this whirlwind of disappointment from the family breaking up or whatever, and it's like, well, blame Dad. Dad screwed up." Although he bears some of the responsibility, he finds the name-calling offensive. Kody disclosed that one of his children replied to a text message saying, "You are a piece of trash. I would never speak to you again anyway." He notably mentioned that he was having trouble connecting with Hunter, Maddie, and Gabriel. "I've had one of my kids just say, 'You're an a-hole. I'm never talking to you again. You manipulated me and you brainwashed me,'" he said to cameras in a different incident. And he's unwilling to deal with that venom. He stated, "I'm not going to reach out forever," adding that he believes his grown children ought to be doing more to make things right. "I'm willing to make the effort, but somebody else is going to have to be on the other end of that and make some effort too." As a parent, Robin Brown found it difficult to respect Kody Brown. Robin found it extremely painful to witness Kody's alienation from his grown children. During the October 6th program, she said, "My parents got divorced when I was little. He lived with one wife in another city, and then my mom lived alone. I remember confronting my biological father saying, 'What happened? Why?' All he really did was just make a bunch of lame excuses as to why he wasn't there for me when I was young, and it just sucked." No, she wasn't going to let Kody's wounded sentiments prevent him from trying. During their heated on-camera confrontation in late 2022, she admitted, "I'm having a hard time feeling like losing respect for you a little bit." Kody also admitted that he might be doing more to improve his relationship with his children, but he insisted that he must first heal his heart. Claiming that certain of his children are colluding against me, he said, "I'm so angry about what has happened that if I talk to my kids, I'm worried that they'll trigger me with an accusation. I'm too hot-headed right now. All I'll do is more damage." Kody Brown didn't see his grandchildren for years. When Janelle and Kody's oldest son Logan married his now-wife Michelle Petty in October 2022, a large portion of the family was present, but they weren't quite feeling the love. In the October 6th episode, Kody vented to Robin, "You saw Madison take her kids and scuttle them away from me," pointing out that his daughter had not informed him that she was pregnant, her third child, Josephine, who was born in February 2023. "She never told me she was pregnant. Since they don't talk much, Maddie doesn't have any contact with him," Janelle clarified when asked why her daughter avoided Kody during the wedding. "She is very protective of her children. Kody has not been there since Evie was born, and Evie's 3.5. And she didn't want him to just drop in and be like, 'Oh, I'm your grandpa,' and then be like, 'What? Who is this guy? What does Kody think?'" In reference to Maddie's life in North Carolina, he stated, "It's unrealistic expectation for grandparents to be in their grandchildren's lives all the time, especially if you move your children to an entirely different coast. In Flagstaff, I have a job and a life." Kody Brown requested an apology from his children to Robin Brown. One recurring issue is Kody's insistence on some kind of mea culpa, even though it's evident that he and his adult children have quite different perspectives on their continued separation. After the COVID scare was over and we all went back to our normal lives, we still couldn't reconcile as a family because Kody felt like the boys needed to give an apology to him and to Robin, especially to Robin. Janelle talked about her sons in the October 13th clip. "And after it sort of morphed into this, well, they just need to come and talk to me. And the most precious person in this family who's given her heart and soul has been disrespected or some bull's tea like that," Janelle added, and I'm like, whatever Kody. Kody's problem, she added, was that he believed his children had not been faithful to him. Yes, anything. The same was true for Gabriel, who told Janelle about a conversation he had with his father. He kept phrasing it like I owed him an apology, he said, and finally I was just like, hey, unless you're actually ready to have a relationship and fix things, then we're not going to talk anymore. He returned a few days later and texted me. He says, hey, I've been looking at what you've been saying. I said, I forgive you. Please forgive me. I said, what have you forgiven me for? Only one of Janelle Brown's children is seen by Kody Brown. It's not frequently, but every couple months he'll call and they'll go out. Janelle explained in the October 13th episode, referring to Kody's relationship with his youngest of the 6 children he shares with Janelle. The rest of the kids don't really have much of any kind of connection with him. Savannah, who graduated from high school in 2023, feels that her 4 older brothers have assumed the position of a father figure. The girl has even admitted to Janelle that she hopes to have her siblings marry her. He's going to be kind of that dad who shows up and we have a lot of fun, and then he's gone, Janelle explained. I've talked to Savannah about it and she's like, look, I just have come to realize that this is who he is. Wherever he is, I can meet him. It's all right. But Janelle is less understanding. Look, I've seen this happen, she bemoaned, and I'm just so frustrated with Kody. Over the years, I've dealt with a number of ladies who are divorced, and the father simply disappears with the children. Gabriel Brown claimed he wouldn't mind seeing his father, Kody Brown, ever again. Gabriel took it very hard because Kody was someone who would take Gabriel with him on business trips, Janelle said early in their father-son conflict. Kody was a totally engaged father until the last few years. I told Dad that if he doesn't change and he can't take accountability, then I just won't ever see him again, Gabriel stated in the October 13th episode, despite his feelings of confusion over what he did to enrage his father. And that's totally fine with me. He's at peace that his dad is not in his life, Janelle said. That's what I wish for all of my children, you know. And I believe they're all arriving. Kody, for his part, seemed to be accepting of the circumstances. In a confessional, he said, I've tried to reach out to Gabriel several times but have been turned down. I'm really sorry that he feels that way. However, it wasn't because I didn't try. Fearing that Mary Brown would trash-talk him, Kody Brown. Despite being the final wife to divorce Kody, Mary formally ended their relationship in late 2022 by asking for and getting what their church refers to as a release on the basis of abandonment. On the October 13th episode, she said, I know he doesn't like that word because he doesn't feel like he abandoned me. I believe that he did. She believes that he essentially disregarded her until she decided to go so that he could say, my hands are clean. Furthermore, Kody acknowledged that he had a small plan. I had moved on a long time ago, he said in a confessional, but let's be honest, I was scared of what she would do if I pulled off that band-aid. It's because Mary has never been faithful to me. I've been concerned about that. It's merely a matter of reputation, as being divorced ruins your reputation. Mary claimed that instead, it was hers that was being damaged. It's really just sad that Kody's talking about our marriage the way that he's talking about it, she stated. It feels like the narrative has changed with him, but the things that he's saying about me to other people and the people are believing are not true. Years ago, Christine Brown-Woolley discovered that Kody Brown wasn't a suitable match. Thanks to an exercise suggested by their marital and family therapist in Las Vegas, Christina discovered years before she and Kody parted ways that they weren't a good fit on paper. During the October 20th episode, Christine disclosed that Kody wasn't any of the qualities on the list. I told him the list, and he's like, I'm not any of those things for you. I said, no, you're not. Christine wrote down that she was looking for a good communicator, someone who would be present in her and her children's lives, and someone who was attracted to her. She rapidly realized that her now-husband David Woolley was her soulmate, in part because of the missive. She raved about the widower father of 8, saying, he has owned his own drywall business, and his family is his most important thing. He is known for being straightforward and honest with others, and he is an excellent communicator. Sister Wives. Kody Brown discusses the costs of the family. Kody talked candidly about the family's spending over the years in the third segment of the tell-all. The Sister Women actress claims that Robin received anything when they got their first corporate salary, while the other women got their alleged kickbacks. He went on to say that they would all cooperate to purchase automobiles and other necessities for the children. However, now that they are all apart, no one is assisting the kids, and it appears Kody is blaming his ex-wives for removing him from the other kids' life. Kody was shut down by Janelle, though, who claimed to have documentation proving that no one was left in the dark. After that, Janelle stated that they will all gather to choose which family member is most in need. However, even in the absence of a conversation, Kody retains the authority to make a decision whenever he witnesses a wife in need of money. Fans are done and won't give the dishonest Browns any more money. On social media, a few Sister Wives admirers talked about their reasons for ending their relationship with the Browns. The Billboard claimed that the third segment of the tell-all only covered subjects that had already been covered in earlier seasons. Additionally, each family member made numerous deflections, which seemed to indicate that no one wanted to accept responsibility.